adoption. Can I just run through this flow chart and we can address it or we can dismiss it? But in order to have adoption, people need to be able to pay for it. In order for them to pay for it, they need insurance to pay for it. In order for insurance to pay for it, you need government-backed research or the government saying, okay, yes, this is a thumbs up. In order for the government to get behind it, the constituents need to ask for it. In order for constituents to ask for it, there needs to be awareness of it. In order to have awareness, you need promotion, but you can't promote it if you have a degree. Ruth, you're in Canada and you have a different type of healthcare there. How does Canada deal with neurofeedback and paying for it all?
Great question, Pete. And yeah, in Canada, we have social medicine, right? So everybody has, the right to have medical care. And of course, neurofeedback still needs to be disseminated more, but I think we have a huge step in this recently, which is that Veterans Affairs now covers neurofeedback for our veterans. So we're very that. And as a psychiatrist, I can provide neurofeedback. I think it's appropriate under psychiatric care. And I know also a number of hospital settings that are starting to implement neurofeedback. Yeah. So certainly available as part of social medicine, as part of our veterans care. And I think, the more evidence we show and the more people we train, I think that's also critical. Really train those younger generations and help them see how that can really complement their psychotherapy, as Sebern just talked about, right? That just talking is so limited, right? We need to think about other ways of really targeting the brain directly. And one very important way, of course, is neurofeedback. And I think another important way are these sensory motor treatments that also affect the brain very directly through peripheral pathways and then it going into the brain or directly into the brain as well. But yeah, how can we really target the brain directly? And I think neurofeedback is an absolutely beautiful way of doing that.
In the US, we don't have quite that open health system. We've got a health denial system, not a health care system, really. But, there's some places that have actually organized effectively within our chaos of a system. I don't think of Texas as a progressive situation generally, but in Texas, the neurofeedback biofeedback group got political and they lobbied. And there's a law in Texas that insurance companies can't deny coverage for neurofeedback for TBI. Now, it was a very narrow effort just for traumatic brain injury coverage, but it was quite effective. In our Luddite system here, I think we've got the ability to influence it kind of one little step at a time. It's very difficult to have a bottom-up influence on a top-down structure.